Everybody, hello, and welcome back to the Big Three. The Big Three, the holiday season is right here among us, as is the continuous cognitive decline of Donald Trump. Big decision swirl for Jasmine Crockett, and it looks like Pete Hegseth's going down, and probably without much of a fight. Everybody, we're so happy to have you. We are gonna jump right in here, like Tiffany, Kenny, how y'all doing? Let me lay my hair down.
Well, I'm a little bit more relaxed than usual, so probably won't be on camera. I haven't been on Twitter. Like I've only been on Twitter maybe a few times this week. I haven't even posted like 2 things. So I'm not in fighting mode like usual. So I'm like on a 5 versus a 10, but I have been still keeping up with everything going on, of course. Why wouldn't I?
And so, okay, so we got a little chill tiff tonight.
We got a laid back tiff today. Okay.
Tiff tonight, okay. Maryland Tiff, not Brooklyn Tiff.
Not Brooklyn Tiff. We getting Maryland Tiff. And Kenny, I know that you had a big day yesterday. You were at the CBC holiday party playing. Were you playing Santa Claus or were you sitting on somebody's lap like Elf on the Shelf?
Child, no. So you already know. Got a man at home. Can't be sitting on nobody's lap. Okay. But it was pretty cool. It was fun. We went to the CBC.
But y'all said, well, I have to. The price is right.
Look, hopefully there was the good thing about it is they did give a lot of local Black businesses an opportunity to sell a lot of their products. And there was a lot of things that they have. I've got a few of their cards and I'm probably going to buy some things on their websites because we had some really good gear there. And then it was mainly just like an annual fundraiser for CBC members because we're gearing up for the 2026 and it's right around the corner. This is it. This is the end of 2025, y'all.
Yeah, this is it. We are gearing up. So everybody out there, thank you guys. We're super excited to have everybody here. And we're gonna jump right into the topic, starting off with the special elections that were held on yesterday. After Bain lost to the Republican challenger, Democrats are excited about this, even though they lost. They made they lost. It was a 9-point loss compared to a 22-point loss when Trump. So it shows they say progress. I have a lot to say about this. Before I say anything, I'm gonna open the floor. I can't even fake this like how I would even say it because I'm hearing what the pundits are saying. I'm hearing how the media's spinning it. I'm hearing how our content creator colleagues are flexing it. But I have some different opinions. But before I give up my unique and different perspective, I want to hear what you guys have to say.
Well, like I said on Twitter, I don't think this was a decisive win. I mean, Trump led by 22 points in 2024. So, I mean, being within not even necessarily the margin of error, but being close in them single digits. I mean, she did her big one. She put her heel in that ass. I mean, just imagine. We're making inroads, so we have to just continue the course. We just need to start investing. We need to make sure that we're putting out our messaging. We need to be able to hammer home at these Republicans. I mean, we just got to keep going. I don't think there's a problem with it.
All right. Well,
what are we hearing from pundits? Because I stay off.
That's what Kenny. What you're saying is what everyone's saying. That's the general. Like everyone. That's the message. It's a Democrats lost, but it's still a win.
Yeah,
I mean, just take it. Just listen to Kamala's words.
Yeah, I got a different thought on this.
Me too, girl. Let's see what yours is.
What?
Listen, a loss is a loss is a loss. That's how I look at it, right? She didn't win, right? She didn't win. But I will say
it again, a loss is a loss is a loss. Like it's a motherfucking loss, bitch.
Why y'all being so negative?
It's true.
That's the real tiff right there. I woke up. I mean, I saw what happened last night. People thought she could possibly win. The polls had them way closer. I mean, if you lived in reality, you understood
that this
district. I knew that she didn't have a chance in hell.
This district is one of the most gerrymandered districts in the country on purpose. It's built like this to allow for this. Now, was there, to your point, Kenny, was there some gains and inroads made? Absolutely. In the county where Nashville is, she gained 20 more percent than what Kamala Harris did in 2024. I mean, every county she made gains in, which was excellent. I mean, that is what I see it as progress. And it just shows that there needs to be some investment made back into Tennessee, because at one point, Tennessee was not a red state. It was more of a purple state. And Al Gore, that was his
Al Gore.
He lost his own state, which was stupid. But it wasn't like it is now. So I think that for a long time, especially in the urban areas in Tennessee, there hasn't been that type of investment. And I think this showed that Nashville should be a place, because it is a bit more progressive. But the issue is the outer counties of this area, they're Republican areas, and there's nothing more that we can do other than try. But this district is really, really mapped the way it is fucked up, and not enough Democrats showed up, and they still outvoted. Was it as bad as in 2024? No. But it wasn't great either. She still lost by 8. It was like 16,000 votes.
Had it been under 5 and under, I would have been in a better. I would have been more in line with all the positivity and the positive talk. But no,
I don't like this narrative of, we lost but we won. I don't like that. I don't really like that narrative. It's stupid to me in many ways, because that you lost, we lost. Okay, let's stop.
So Contessa, no, she's not saying it's still a good thing. She's saying that a loss is a loss is a loss. And I'm saying I would have been more in line with saying, it's a good thing if it would have been a lower margin of loss. If it would have been within 5 points, right? A 5-point spread. That's a little bit different, but it was.
Hold on. I think we lost you.
Okay, my back.
There you go. Try it again.
These damn polls were saying neck and neck, 1 point, all that. It was highly inflated, and it was just wrong. It was wrong. And I hate it when we want to throw common sense out the window. This is motherfucking Tennessee. Okay? This is Tennessee. And the gerrymander actually would have benefited and kind of helped Democrats. It could have, because they took they had 2 blue reliable seats, Memphis and Metro Memphis, Metro Nashville, but they divided and diluted Metro Nashville because it's been reddening over time to pretty much end that. And it did work. It could have not worked, but I want to also emphasize common sense. The woman literally is on tape saying that she hates country music and she hates living in Nashville.
My mom told me that, and I laughed my ass off.
No, I did not know that.
There's no fucking planet that I live in where you can sit up and say, I hate fucking Atlanta and I hate hip hop, and you think I'm gonna fucking ever embrace you. It's not gonna happen. So I understand the people in Nashville who sat it out, who said, no, I'm not supporting her. I agree, Tiff, we need more of an investment in every race in these places, especially now when this was an easy place to invest. But we also need to really make sure that the candidate gets in front is the candidate who has a chance to win. And I don't see anyone who's saying that they hate the city they're trying to represent as being viable.
Yeah, I think there's 2 schools of thought that I've seen on social media, right? There's the people that are saying, well, if she could have won if she was more centrist. I don't even agree with that.
Right. I agree with you.
No.
Then it's the opposite side is where people are like, well, we need to be more progressive in order to. I'm like, this lady was, honestly, she was endorsed from a big array of people, from progressives, DSA, to even Al Gore and other people. So I don't think it had anything. Then I saw people blaming Kamala Harris. I'm like, what? The county that Kamala went to, which was Nashville, Nashville, that county, like I said, she won by 20%. So there was gains there. Kamala didn't even mention that lady's name. The whole thing is just so silly to me.
That's the overall narrative. Blame the.
They always got something. Why come you gotta be here?
Make up lies and bullshit. I don't want us to be like them. Let's just tell the damn truth, tell it flat, and get the job done. I don't want us to become spin doctors to make people feel better. And I want people to be realistic from the beginning of the process. I think.
I don't think anybody had really high hopes that she was going to win. I think the main thing is just we wanted to see like how
Kenny,
much
I
of a
was in
dent
group
can we
chats with
make
some of
into
our
a Republican
chorus.
stronghold.
They
That's the
believe
whole
in it.
thing.
No, Kenny, I'm in the group chat with some of our chorus people from the Good News chat. No, baby, they believe with their whole heart.
They really believe she was going to take off Tennessee.
There's a lot of people that believe that there was going to be closer than it was. There was a lot of people that actually believe that because they were riding still on the Mamdani thing, so they believe, oh, we're making.
But this is Tennessee. This is not damn New York. What the hell are they talking about?
People do not live in reality. So D is Advocacy Arena. So D and I have a podcast that we talk about stuff, and D has been telling me for months about Afton. She's been telling me that this is going to be a really good race, and she never said, oh, we're going to win. She knew that it was going to be closer than 22 points, right? What ended up happening, I think Dee's right. She said in the comments, she ran a good race. She tried. And I hope she runs again. Like she has some momentum, but she might have to clean up a few things. Like maybe start thinking about liking country music a little.
Just play a little Cowboy Carter. You'll be fine, sis.
You can't fake that funk though. Like you can't fake it. Like and I don't know her, never met her, have no intentions of probably doing that. But like again, that's tough to come back from. But again, advocacy, you let me know. Like, am I wrong? Like, is saying I hate country music and I hate living in Nashville a death sentence in an election? I tell me I'm wrong. I could be wrong.
No, you're not wrong. It's the very thing that I used to say when I used to argue with Amanda Seales when she was telling Kamala Harris to say America is racist. I'm like, how the hell do you tell somebody to say America is racist, vote for me? And then ask America to vote for me. You just told them that they're racist. This is the dumbest child. We got some people that are so smart they're stupid, and that's what's going on.
Yeah, and I also think people are not paying attention to like how much money went into this race, like from the Republican side. Like they spent a lot of money because they fed into the polls, and they really believe that that this was a closer race than it probably was, and they did a good job of trying to get their people out. So they kind of started warning them like towards the end because she did really well in the early vote, which is typical for Democrats. They usually do good in the early vote. But that day of vote was problematic because more people showed up to vote on it. If you were watching the trajectory of the race last night, you saw it was close. Then it got a little bit separated.
That's what Republicans do. That's what they've been doing.
Oh, they show up on election.
Who knows? Day of voting. Starlink. I'm just saying, I'm questioning the day of voting process a lot more now than I ever have, but we'll see. Now, this is something people are talking about. Jasmine Crockett entering into the race for Senate in the state of Texas. I think that this is a race. I think that it's been decided. I think she has decided what she's going to do. Jasmine said pre-Thanksgiving she was going to make the decision whether or not she was going to run. I'm assuming she has come to that conclusion and will be sharing it with the world soon enough. What are we thinking here at the Big Three about Jasmine Crockett and her chances of being the next senator from the great state of Texas?
I think she's.
It's a long shot, no matter what we do.
I don't think she's running for Senate, so I don't think she is. I think she's playing a game. I think she's gonna run for the House seat because then think about it. The way that the map is set up, she has to run against Vesey if that's the case. So Jasmine has a decision to make: do I run against Vesey or do I run for Senate? So she's gonna make an announcement. The question is, what is the announcement? Is she going to run against her fellow CBC member? Or is she going to run for this Senate that now has multiple people in it and decide what she wants to do? So I don't really know what she's going to do, but I have a feeling she's going to stay in the House. That's just my feeling on it. But if she does decide to run for Senate, then so be it. I mean, people should not dissuade her from running for the Senate. I mean, whatever happens, she has the polls. She knows what it looks like. And she knows that if she runs for the Senate, she's not going to come. She's going to have a difficult time coming back to the House, right? Because of the way that these maps are built. So she has some decisions to make, and I respect whatever she wants to do. I'm so over. I haven't even been on Twitter, but I have been on Threads, and this has been like a conversation for the whole week about whether or not she is going to cause trouble. I'm like, shut the hell up. And I saw your video this morning, Kenny, where you went in. Well, either yesterday or I think it was this morning.
No, it was this morning.
It was this morning. I went to that, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm with you. Like, let her do what she wants to do. Every fucking white man can run whenever they want, but now it's a problem when Jasmine wants to run. And yes, it's Texas, and we know it's racist, and we know that they don't like black people. But guess what? Colin already is black and half black. She's black. She's a woman. Jasmine knows all the things that are going against her if she runs for Senate. And if she wants to do it, she has all rights to do it. So
she has the right to do it. But, I want to here's something that people don't know upon the fact is that Texas has more black people than any other state in the United States of America. Now, it isn't the most black people per voting population. That's Mississippi, where over 40% of the residents are black. So in terms of the actual per population, Mississippi has the most. But in terms of actual black bodies, it's Texas, but it doesn't have the same impact per population. So just an interesting Texas fact.
Well, here's the thing. So I'm glad you brought that up. I wound up cutting that part of my video because I'm like, I don't want to drag it too long. So it's 4 million black people who live in Texas. 3 million of those people are actually eligible to voters. But only 1.2 or 1.9, 45%. No, it was 57% of black people actually showed up in the 2024 election. So we're dealing with nearly a 40% of people who literally sat their ass at home. I believe Jasmine has a unique ability of reaching out to apathetic voters, or people who don't believe in the system, or who believe that they don't see themselves when they're looking at governing and looking at representatives and representation. I think Jasmine has the ability of pulling that and getting them niggas off the couch. I truly believe that. As far as people telling her not to run, I think what's going on is just nothing but misogyny and misogynoir. Because again, Beto ran for office like a million times and a million times lost. And nobody ever told him not to run again. But yet Jasmine is just inquiring, thinking about, and all of a sudden they're coming up with all these excuses on why she shouldn't. But these same people will sit here and say, oh, we believe in open primaries as long as the numbers are in favor of the white candidate. But I remember back in 2024, these same people were screaming at the top of their lungs saying, oh, we didn't have a primary. Kamala Harris was just inserted. We should have had a primary and had a contested convention. But all of a sudden, when we have time for an open primary, where it's time to really start molding these candidates, because when you have a real primary where you're actually being challenged, it's only going to help mold you into a better candidate to either make you more progressive, make you more astute, make you more relatable. It makes you more tried and true. So why not allow anybody to run? The water's warm. Let her run. Whether she wins or loses, it's her race to win or lose.
And it's a primary.
She's going to probably win the primary, but it's about, can she win the general, and what are the consequences at stake if she loses?
Here's the situation. We don't have
someone's going to lose it, granted, right? But I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah, someone's going to lose it. I don't want Jasmine Crockett to run for Senate. I don't like losers. I think losing is a big political misstep. And everybody can't be Abraham Lincoln or John Ossoff. You run 3 times, you lose, and then you ultimately win. And I have to say, when thinking about this, Marjorie Taylor Greene probably feels the same way that I do. Marjorie Taylor Greene, I think, was afraid. A part of what went into her decision to step down was the fear of losing her seat to the Republican challenger, knowing what Trump was going to put behind it and the money that was going to go into her district to unseat her. And once you're a loser, you are a loser.
No, you're not.
How you're treated in politics, how the world, even how your view changes. It may not change, Kenny, for you, like how you see that person, but I'm telling you about public perception and how people see them. And I've seen very strong leaders and candidates like Stacey Abrams become completely diminished by the loss. Their public reputation be completely diminished by the loss. So I don't want to see any great politician, like specifically a Jasmine Crockett, run for a seat that they aren't going to win, or where it's stacked against them that they wouldn't win. I want to see a winner keep winning and keep ascending up to get to the highest level. And if you're going to lose for the big C. Don't lose for something small when you already have a great place and a great position to continue to grow and continue to expand your sphere of influence. I do believe that ultimately Texas will flip. And I believe that Jasmine Crockett could very well be a senator from the great state of Texas. She could follow along in the legendary footsteps of people like Barbara Jordan. She can continue to blaze a trail. But I think right now is the time to do that. And it's premature, and jumping out there too soon could very well damage a very bright political career.
Which is why Tallarico can run and lose.
He gonna lose. I'm not. Fuck Tallarico and Colin already don't have.
He has a bright future because he's white.
Who said that?
Well, I'm just saying, like you brought up.
Crockett has a bright future. James Tallarico in Zachary's eyes is already a motherfucking loser. I'm not a fan of that man. Sorry to that man, but I'm not a fan of no James Tallarico. And
there's a lot of people who love him. You know, they swear by him. He's got a stand base apparently. You say one thing.
He has a whole criticism.
I'm talking about me. Me. I don't think that a Democrat's going to win that seat, unfortunately. I think that Texas is not trending in the direction, like even on this year's election night when Democrats had wins across the board, they didn't have wins in Texas. It didn't work there. Things didn't go in the favor of Democrats. If we couldn't pick up and win in 2025, we won everywhere else, Mississippi, Georgia. We're not going to get this probably in 2026 when more money and more focus is there. So I think Jasmine's time is coming for much bigger things, but don't jump the gun. That's when you get shot.
So here's my question. So on that side, on the Republican side, you have some crazy ass candidates, John Cornyn, and you have Ken Paxton with his dead eye. So if Ken Paxton wins that primary against John Cornyn, that race is a whole lot different than John Cornyn winning going against a Jasmine. I just don't think that she can win that bout. Ken Paxton got a whole bunch of issues, and you living on a prayer, and you're like, damn, and now you have a whole different kind of thing because people will start believing that she can win that race because that man is a psycho. So there's a lot happening here, and I understand. Like, I read the different perspectives from people in Texas. You know, some people want her to run, some people want. They like Colin Allred. They thought that he did a good job in the last election. I have issues with him. The James Tallarico dude does not move me in any kind of way, but I don't live in Texas. He's just the great white hope to me that people have put out there that they think that he is going to, you know, he's a Christian and all this other stuff, that he is going to be the person to save Texas. But I think to your point, Zach, Jasmine has a bright future. And I think that for me, preferably, I would like to see her stay in the House because I think she actually could do really well in the House in terms of going into leadership. And she's actually really strong, like an AOC, in committee, and she can get the attention. Not everybody that's in the House should have to go to the Senate. So I look at it two ways. I like her. I want her to be successful. But I think that she's better suited to be in the House because the Senate is boring. Like there's no action, and Jasmine is an action kind of girl. She wants to be in front of the camera. She wants to be talking shit. That's not what the Senate is about. So I just don't see that as a good fit for her politically overall. I just feel like she's better suited to be in the House. And some people are just that better suited to be in the House.
And it varies. I mean, it really varies on like what you're going to be sitting on. Because when Kamala Harris was from the Senate,
and she hated it. She hated
it, but still, she still made her own.
It's a horrible job. Okay,
it's a horrible job, but you got to make it for what it is. The situation is, I don't believe or set limitations on what I think somebody should or should not run for. I don't believe in that. And the reason why I did my videos, because for some odd reason, people keep setting limitations on what we can or cannot aspire to do. I refuse to accept limits. I'm sorry. My ass is alpha, but I'm still in my damn wicked. Okay. I'm refusing to accept limits at all. I'm not going to set Look, if I accepted the limits that people set on me, I would have never made it to the White House. I would have never been able to interview these congressional members. We would have never had the minority leader on our show. I'm not accepting any type of limits on me or anybody else. We can make the impossible possible. If we just sit here and listen to what the limitations that people have set on us, we would still be sitting here as sharecroppers. We would have still been picking cotton. We would have still been sitting here selling fried chicken and watermelon. We wouldn't be business owners. We would have been entrepreneurs. We would have never been presidents, senators, congressmen,
Kenny,
legislators.
that's true.
I don't believe in setting those limits.
But Kenny,
and even when we fall, not about how many times you fall, it's how many times you get back up. Because we've lost a lot of fights in the civil rights.
Limitless and fly,
that fight and won.
We got to get black voters to come out and vote. Like we're not.
We have to inspire. But when we sit here and speak from this defeatist attitude saying, oh, we're never going to win, we ain't going to win because words have power.
Kenny, words have power. That's I saw Elphaba doing the big spells, baby. I saw that. I saw the Grimace or whatever the book was called.
I'm just telling you, I live in realms of reality as well, and I understand that I'm just referencing a movie.
But Kenny, think about what has happened to our bright Democratic stars who jumped out there too soon. And again, I gave an example of Stacey, who didn't jump out too soon. Stacey Abrams deserved to be the governor of Georgia. She was overly prepared. She was ready. It was her time. But she still lost. That was one example, maybe not even the best example, but someone in the chat, thank you for saying it, they brought up Beto O'Rourke. How do we view Beto O'Rourke in 2025 compared to how we viewed Beto O'Rourke in 2018? And Beto O'Rourke is just one example. There's so many examples of strong Democratic candidates who jumped out there and lost, who are no longer in the national discussion. The young man, Mandela Barnes. Mandela Barnes was an amazing candidate. He was a great leader. He had great momentum. And where is Mandela Barnes now? All I'm saying is there is danger in making political missteps in politics. And I don't want Jasmine to make any missteps. I feel as though what's ahead of her is so strong, she can continue on the path just like Kamala did without missteps. Kamala didn't lose. Kamala kept going and she kept winning. And so when it was time for a loss or steal, she's going to be able to come back if she so desires, in my personal opinion. I want that same thing for Jasmine. And so if you're Elphaba, I guess who would I be from Wicked?
Child, you Glinda. You said hell.
I am not Glinda.
I'm just playing. But I understand what you're saying. I truly understand. Hopefully she's looking at the numbers, and hopefully if she's gonna make this decision, if she decides to run, hopefully she has the investment in the infrastructure in order to make the investment and what needs to be done for Texas, because we're sitting here talking about it. But again, when I'm listening to the voter outreach and from what I'm hearing on the ground, it's nothing different, even from Talarico's team. When they ask about Black issues, the first thing he talks about is criminal justice reform, as if Black people don't want to be homeowners, if Black people aren't entrepreneurs, if they don't need investments in businesses. And then the same thing when it comes to the Latino population. The reason why we haven't won Texas is because we haven't invested in the Latino population. These people are Americans. So when you're sitting here talking about immigrations, that's not their first thing. Their first thing is, I'm an American. What am I going to do in order to grow a business, feed my family, have a livable wage, have an education? What are we doing? I want to be safe in my community. But instead, we talk about these stupid things like immigration, and it all feeds into the prejudice and what we have, these preconceived notions on what we think people want to hear versus than what they actually need in this moment.
And that's what I think will win elections. I have a video dropping tonight on TikTok and tomorrow on Instagram that really talks about how Mamdani won 68% of the male vote, ages 18 to 29, a coveted demographic that Democrats have been crying over since the last election, even though Kamala won that demographic. Kamala won male voters 18 to 29, but for whatever reason, the national media made us feel as though Kamala had a male problem. Well, Mamdani won that with 68% of the vote. And I explore how that happened and what, white Democrats and like Pete Buttigieg and Andy Beshear and Josh Shapiro got all fucked up. And so I agree with you, and that's coming. So And what's also coming is Donald Trump's demise. Look, this man he falls asleep during that. This man called a press conference for 3 hours to run his mouth wearing his big ass tie, those big ass Trump ties he was selling J.C. Penney's and Macy's, and he fell asleep during the press conference multiple times. And it's every excuse being given in the book about his late schedule and how he works all the time and how he never rests. Blah 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 blah. Why in the fuck isn't this national news with Jake Tapper? Why the fuck isn't this a book? Why the fuck is that motherfucking Jake Tapper not writing a book about this shit?
I mean,
Because
we have to hear him. We have to hear them calling Biden Sleepy Joe for all them years, and this
all them years,
literally in the White House, half asleep, sleeping, dozing, and all this other shit. And I'm just sitting here like, this is why I can't even be bothered right now with foolishness, because this is the stuff that really irks my nerves, that we have a media who is ignoring the fact that this man is demented. He has dementia. And I don't say that lightly, because I don't even think that's the right thing to say without a real, but you could look at him and you could listen to him and you could see him and be like, and hear him and be like, yo, this man is not right and he's not okay. And they're just ignoring it. So in my mind, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to ignore it too, because this shit is not going to change until the media starts acting like they did with Biden and challenging the fact of the situation.
They're not going to do that because they're afraid of him. They're not going to challenge him. They're not going
to. They're in his pockets. What are we talking about? They're
never going to hold this man accountable. And the party, the only person that is at least seemingly wants to hold him accountable is now leaving, which is Marjorie Taylor Greene, and Nancy May seems like she's going to be right behind her. They're going to have their little woman caucus, fuck Trump, situation going on soon. And it is what it is. But these people are scared, and they're coming from Mike Johnson too. It seems like they're ready to just go apeshit. Stefanik is coming from Mike Johnson. All these people have had it because they cannot go directly at Trump, so they're going to go to the next thing, which is Mike Johnson. But Trump is old; he needs to go. If Biden had to go, then Trump had to go too. Fuck that.
All I know is Trump needs to take his ass to the nursing home, okay? Or he could take his ass to Johnson's family's funeral home if he likes. You can go to the mortuary if you would like. We can throw you a nice home going since you're on your way out anyway. I mean, I don't give a damn what them doctors say. That little physical therapy on his heart, I don't believe it. I don't believe his heart's in it.
He had a whole MRI, and he's like, it was the best MRI that I ever had. What are we even talking about? Like, I'm telling you, this is why I don't have the patience anymore to deal with this fuck shit. This is fuck shit right here.
I mean, but look at him. Doesn't he look casket ready?
He is. His skin is terrible. His hair is terrible. He just needs to just croak and call it a day.
Looking like an old leather couch.
For real, like straight up leather. Disgusting. His face gets darker and darker every day. How do you hate black people and then you have your face looking like that? And just
he's trying to represent. That's why he was able to win Texas, because he's representing Leatherface. Mm-hmm. They love Leatherface. Chainsaw Massacre. Speaking of massacre, are we going to get into Pete Hegseth?
Look at his neck, though. Look at his pussy neck. Look at that neck. That's a whole pussy right there. No hole.
On that red tie.
And that, well, that is Pete is next. I had scrolled earlier too. Talking about Kenny, like you do, great segue. Speaking of a massacre, Pete Hegseth. I don't know if I am. There's so many thoughts I'm having about this. I think I do think that Pete Hegseth is. It would be a true blue political miracle if this man is able to continue on past May of 2026. It will also be a testament to the power that Trump still wields and has, right? It is his job as the leader of the executive branch to hold him accountable or to protect his appointee. So now that so much has been exposed, which we already knew, I just didn't know. I didn't believe the media was going to call him to account. And it's clear to me now that the media has made him a target and they still have some power to wield in Trump 2.0. when I saw all of those conservative content creators in the Pentagon and the old offices of mainstream media, I was like, you know what? They're on his ass. They're angry about this, and they're gonna stay on his ass until he's out of there.
I mean, here's the thing.
Now, he did what he did, but they're going to continue to amplify what he did to ensure that he's removed. Because a lot of the people in the Trump administration have done some fucked up shit. A lot of them. And we have seen tons of conspiracy theories. We have tons of questions out there. Again, we saw Luigi Mangione. We have seen this man from the moment he allegedly killed the CEO of the United Healthcare Corporation. We have seen him continuously. We have not seen hide nor hair of the alleged Donald Trump assassin and his backstory and all the things that go along with that. And we are not seeing anything about Tyler Robinson since he assassinated, allegedly, Charlie Kirk. But yet we saw Luigi Mangione. So there's a lot of odd conspiracy theories out there with this Trump 2.0 administration. But the media is ignoring all of it, letting it go. But the fact they're not letting this go tells me Pete Hegseth is in big shit. And I'm
in big trouble. But
there's been the Reese Colbert has been sounding the alarm since September about Pete Hegseth. And he has this rap sheet. I mean, alleged sexual assaulter. He is a known alcoholic, so maybe he can blame that on why he said he didn't see the people in the water, because he's got that tunnel vision, the drunk goggle eyes. You know what I'm saying? His ass didn't see shit. And if he really wants to get a good spin on this, he could also say, hey, I'm going to check myself into the Betty Ford Clinic because I was drinking. I didn't know what was going on. Then he's going to throw poor bad Bradley under the bus, saying, well, it's based off of, the chain of command. I'm like, wait a minute now. You're the one who told him, two strikes, you're out. You know what I'm saying? Pop, pow. I don't know what's going on, but hey. And there's no evidence. I mean, we haven't seen any evidence of these people smuggling anything to our country. So what's really going on?
What's really going on is they're playing Battleship, and they've decided that they are just going to pow all these people in the ocean. And next thing you know, they're gonna use that to say they're trying to stage an invasion of Venezuela to take out Maduro. This is where we are, guys. This is insanity in so many ways. Republicans are sounding the alarm on this shit because once again, they are scared of Donald Trump. But at some point, Democrats, I've seen more and more come out saying this is bullshit, especially my senator, Van Hollen. But I need Democrats in Congress to get a little bit louder about what is going on over there in the Caribbean and in South America, because it is bad and we cannot afford literally to go to a war with Venezuela. And we know that this all comes down to oil. Let's be real. It is going to be Iraq 2.0, 3.0, I think we're at now. It's very similar to this. And it is horrible. It is horrible what they're even suggesting is horrible. But why are Republicans so quiet? I'm tired of people blaming Democrats for everything. When are y'all going to start blaming Republicans for not speaking the fuck up about this shit? This is horrible.
Remember, these same people were upset with us talking about, oh, you guys, they said that the Democrat was the party of war. And, remember when they said Hillary, the hawk, Donald, the dove? Yes. But this man literally he renamed the Department of Defense the Department of War. That's number one. And then two, these same Republicans were talking shit about all this money that we were investing in. We had no troops on the ground at all in Ukraine. They were complaining about us giving weapons to Ukraine, but yet they ain't saying shit about what Trump wants to do.
This is what's happening is that these people are testing the moral boundaries of the entire world. So Russia taking over the sovereign nation, parts of the sovereign nation of Ukraine was a test, and the world failed the test. What Benjamin Netanyahu and the Israeli government that supports Benjamin Netanyahu did in Gaza was a test, and the international community failed at that test. And what Donald Trump wants to do to Venezuela is yet again another test. And it's really, some will say this is about oil. I say it's a little bit different. I say that what Donald Trump is doing with Venezuela isn't about oil, but it's really about us and what he will do to us. Because if the world allows this man to invade Venezuela and attack this nation without just cause, and look the other way, you know damn well they're going to look the other way when they start killing innocent Americans without just cause. They're going to look the other way when they deny us the right to have a free and fair election in 2026 or 2028. No one is going to come and help us. No one is going to come to save us because we didn't save ourselves in 2024. That is what I am seeing. That is what I see in the future. That these are all continuous tests that stretch the limit and normalize the fascism that we're living under, and we're accepting more and more every single day.
Listen, I don't disagree with that. I do still think that there is an oil aspect to this, because Trump is very transparent about what he thinks. I mean, one thing that Trump is going to do, he's going to tell you the secrets, even if you just got to pay attention. He's like, the gas is going to go down. You know why the gas is going to go down? Because he thinks he's going to take over the oil refineries in Venezuela. Like, this is what he does. So you just got to pay attention to little things. It's all delusional. Because gas did not get better once we went into Iraq. Like, let's be
sure didn't.
Like, this shit is stupid. But this is how Trump thinks, and he's very predictable in what he says and what he does, because he tells everything out of his big fat mouth.
That's right. And so I remember in the very beginning, back when we lost the 2024 election, I said the only hope we have are Republicans. The Republicans are going to be the ones that will have to save us. If there's any hope, it's Republicans. And thankfully, hopefully, we're seeing Republicans in the background stepping up to be like, it's going too far. Because the P. Hegseth investigation calls are coming with bipartisan support. And, from unlikely places like Mississippi Senator Roger Wicker. So hopefully the Republicans will continue to grow and advance and fight for democracy. I'll never expect Republicans to fight for me as a Black man who's a member of the LGBTQ+ community. They're not one fucking Republican. And 90% of Democrats, I don't ever expect to fight for me. I don't ever expect it. Did you hear me? I don't even expect 90% of Democrats to fight for me.
Okay.
I swear to God, I genuinely don't. I'm not disappointed when Gavin Newsom invites Steve Bannon and the deceased Charlie Kirk on his podcast. That didn't disappoint me, because I fucking know who you are. Just because you're a Democrat doesn't mean that you're not racist. Just because you're a Democrat doesn't mean you're not homophobic or transphobic or any other fucking shit that's out there. So that didn't disappoint me. The shit that Josh Shapiro said about Kamala, that's not disappointing me. The things that it does, because I don't expect that. But I do expect every American to fight for democracy. If nothing fucking else, defend the Constitution. If nothing fucking else, defend the Constitution. So I'm happy to see Roger Wicker and other people step up and hold P. Hegseth accountable for possible war crimes. And I think that, I think maybe it's coming. That's the bulk of the show, I think, guys. Here's why I was late, because I was late. I usually am not late. I was waiting on my DoorDash order because I today couldn't leave the house. I have a State of the People production meeting every Wednesday before our show. So you guys know I don't believe in getting food delivered, right? I don't do that. So I tried to DoorDash a damn hamburger. The motherfucking DoorDash put the fucking food on somebody else's damn step. Like, I was looking out of the window and saw this happen. Texted them and said, "Bring me my food." No. And they were like, "No, it's I delivered it." And no response back. I'm not going to my neighbor's house and getting the food. I'm not going to do that. So just damn the damn food. Okay. Damn the damn food. So now I'm going to have to go to Burger King and get a burger, which is not the burger I wanted, but it's the only damn burger I can get.
I mean, hey, enjoy your burger, but I have one question, because I didn't actually bring this up as a topic, but because people have been asking me to say something about this, and I just be like, I don't believe in punching down in this moment, and you did an excellent video breaking it down, Zach. What's everyone's thoughts on what's going on in Dearborn, Michigan? with these ICE raids.
That's a good point. Listen, and not just Dearborn, but now also in the Twin Cities of Minnesota. Let's just put it out there. Let's just put it out there. Our friend, I call her a friend. I hope she loves me still. Tabitha speaks, but shit, Tabitha, you might say something that pissed Tabitha off, and Tabitha gonna block your ass out of nowhere, like she did EBH. Like Elizabeth Booker Houston was distraught. She was like, I can't believe she blocked me. Because people will block you and you don't know you're blocked. For whatever reason, Tabitha Speaks blocked Elizabeth. I'm like, bitch, baby, please, Tabitha, Lord, let me stay in your good graces. And honey, please, just give me mercy, because I love this woman in real life. But she made a video today that gave us clips of the Somali leaders in the Twin Cities saying we're voting for Trump. They supported Trump. They campaigned for Trump. So it wasn't isolated to Dearborn. I am so disappointed in the Dearborn elders. Those motherfuckers knew what happened after September the 11th. I'll never forget how people treated Muslim Americans after September the 11th, and the level of Islamophobia and just pure fucking hatred that they were subjected to across the board from their fellow Americans, as well as the mainstream media, as well as motherfucking cinematic feats in Hollywood. Whole fucking TV shows like, I like the damn show. What was the show with Claire Danes? I love that show.
Oh, I don't know, child. I don't be watching.
Claire Danes was playing the lady who had the what's the name of the show? It was on Showtime.
No, I was not a Showtime.
Was it Homeland? I think the name of the show was Homeland. Anyway, whole entire movies, everything was all about making the Muslim the enemy of America. All of that.
The propaganda.
And the fact that people lived through that, the fact that people carried those scars with them, because I don't see how they couldn't have. To think that they could come back in 2024 and have the love of these Republicans, the same people that persecuted them, and not have taught their children about what that was like, to me says a lot about those elders. So the Arab elders in Deerwood failed their young people in their communities, because those young kids, they think that they are truly white adjacent enough to where they can vote for what they want to vote for instead of voting their fucking safety and interests, like we know we have to fucking do. So, Kenny, all I have to say, you finna goddamn get what you voted for.
I mean, hell,
I'm not doing shit else about it. Ain't gonna be no motherfucking more videos. I'm making videos attacking ICE, but not finna fucking make videos attacking ICE in Dearborn and goddamn Twin Cities. Fuck them. Get them up. They gotta go.
For people who want to know what my opinion is before I let Tiffany go, look, like you said, same sentiment. You get what you voted for, but I don't believe in punching down. I do know that seeing mutilated bodies of children and innocent Palestinian civilians can radicalize anybody. That's the main reason why I made sure that I didn't look at the images. I don't have to see the images to know that it exists. However, seeing those images made people think and act irrationally, unfortunately. So a lot of people they weren't thinking from a perspective of harm reduction. They weren't thinking of a perspective of, oh, what do I need to do in order to, utilize my vote that's going to be in the best interest to the Palestinian civilians in Gaza. So a lot of them were just operating off of anger. And a lot of it was rooted in anti-Blackness. Because remember, these same people told us we're not welcome in their communities if we vote for Kamala Harris. These same people,
whatever you do,
innocent Black people, these same people decided, hey, in Michigan, which was never reported other than by me, of a holiday party back in 2023 that they bombarded and wind up attacking a Black activist and hospitalizing her.
They sure did.
All of these things were happening, and the bulk of the anger and the people who were being, reciprocates of that anger and being the victim of that anger were Black women. So when Kamala Harris became the top of the ticket, of course they were going to attack her. Of course. Because they understood that Kamala Harris, for some odd reason, she brought back the excitement back into the party, because everybody was on a downturn when Biden was at the top of the ticket. Everybody was concerned about, would he be able to continue on with the election? She was able to bring back the momentum and the dollars and change the narrative. And she was willing to meet with a lot of Arab leaders and try to meet them somewhere in the middle. But unfortunately, they didn't want to hear it. A lot of the times, even with meeting with the uncommitted movement, that same day they decided, hey, let's go ahead and
The
protest her. Let's
same
heckle
damn
her.
day they came out and attacked her, flipped the script.
So I'm not going to allow them to rewrite the history of what happened. And I'm not going to sit here and say that, I'm wishing bad on you. Absolutely not. What's happening with ICE and what they're doing is deplorable and should be called out, full stop. But however, I cannot stand in solidarity with the people who is willing to stab me and say that they're willing to vote for Satan and not vote for harm reduction. I'm not going to do that. There needs to be some sort of reconciliation for us to come together for a common goal and purpose. And y'all have to unpack that anti-blackness, because when we advocated for you and told you what would happen, you didn't want to listen.
They have to learn they have to understand. This is the damn problem. Is that in your native land, you're white. But in this motherfucking country, baby, you're fucking black. And you need to goddamn wrap your motherfucking mind around that reality. I'm sorry. It sucks for you, doesn't it? But it's a reality. It's a reality. Anything in America that isn't white is fucking black. Accept it, embrace it, and realize it and vote accordingly.
Tiff?
Oh boy. Okay. Listen.
Decide.
Prior to 9/11, a lot of Muslims voted Republican, and many shifted to vote for Barack Obama, obviously after 2000 and 2008 and 2012, because they knew the bigotry and the racism that all came with it, and they went and decided that they were going to shift back to voting Republican. And in this election, but the thing is, what did y'all not understand about 1.0 when that man put a Muslim ban on y'all? Did y'all think that this was going to be, did you think this was going to be like some kind of different, that this man wasn't going to treat y'all like shit? Because he already done.
But they did. They courted the favor of Trump by saying, we want Trump. They thought that their vote for Trump was going to endear him to them. That's what they thought.
But my question is, what the fuck was y'all thinking? So I really gonna be honest with y'all. I don't feel sorry for them. I really don't. Because I don't even feel sorry for some of my Latino folks, especially the Cubans, who are the same stupid motherfuckers who did the same stupid shit. This is they thought that they were going to be the exempt ones from this situation. But no, y'all have just put everyone else at risk because of your stupidity. And I just can't feel sorry for you as a group of people when you decided that your selfishness was more important. And yes, I get it. You were upset. You're Palestinian. I understand. You didn't have to vote at all. You could have sat the fuck down and didn't have to go vote for Donald Trump. You had options. If you're Palestinian and you didn't vote for Kamala, okay, fine. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I understand it. If you went and decided you were going to vote for Trump, then fuck you. Period. Fuck you.
Even that. Listen, I'm sorry. I'm even if you're like because
if Trump, they had stayed at home, it would have been more
what
worse.
He was going to do to the Gaza Strip. They're still, it's going to be the Golden House.
I understand, but I'm just saying, if you really truly were even like. We always say we want people to vote, right? And if you said, okay, well, I'm just going to waste my vote and I'm going to go vote for Jill Stein because, Jill Stein, she's this, that, and the other. Whatever, fuck you. I don't care about you. But why would you go and vote for the man who
he won the majority of votes in the Dearborn?
No, and that's the part that I just don't understand. Like, you chose, I would sit my ass home. If I didn't like Kamala Harris, okay, fine. I'm going to sit home. I'm going to vote for Jill Stein. Or I'm going to go vote for Trump. Why the fuck would you go vote for Donald Trump knowing he hates your ass? Like, that's just crazy to me.
Because they hated the black woman more. And this is the other thing that's just like, the thing that frustrates me more about the whole conversation is that black people have never had the privilege to sit out an election. We've never had the privilege to sit here and vote for somebody. Every time we vote is for harm reduction. It's very less likely for us to get any of any a piece of any fucking thing.
Yeah, it's
We're
going to get less and less in the years to come because of 2024. Don't make a mistake. Don't forget that. Black people realize we are going to get the least, less than we've ever gotten in my lifetime in the years to come, the decades to come, more than likely because of the 2024 election. Because when the Supreme Court completely abolishes Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act and completely kills this, we will have no more leverage as a bloc.
We
gave that shit away to all of it, and we have to live with the consequences of these elections. We have to. So with that being said, I am hungry. I have got to eat. I'm about to die.
Get to Burger King.
I want to ask everyone to do me. It's going to be Burger King. I had ordered this great burger from a great restaurant. I was like, and it was nothing but the big ass burger. I didn't even order no sides. I just wanted the burger. It ain't happening. I might get the damn SpongeBob burger out that hole and see what that's giving. So I do want to say, what happened, Kenny?
Get you a Krabby Patty. It's fine.
Yeah, and because they have that. That Burger King now has the SpongeBob meal. McDonald's has the Grinch meal. Burger King has the SpongeBob meal. So I would like for people. So for those watching, I know that we are getting ready. We want to be able to communicate. Like if we're not having a show or something happens, we want to be able to let you know. So we'll, I guess, post it. But I guess like we're going to continue, guys, until what? Right to the week of Christmas. Yeah. And so we're going to be here and then right up until Christmas. Then we'll take our break, I guess, right at the holiday because Wednesday, Christmas and New Year's are both on Thursday. So that's Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. So we'll be taking out those 2 weeks, but then we'll be back. So we'll be here up until then, everybody. We'll see you guys soon. Thanks for joining.
Bye, y'all.